Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Growing with Isotope. And in this episode I'm just going to quickly go over the overwintered plants that I've got. So over here is a Hallows Eve. I got the seeds from Pepper Merchant. It's grown in quite a cool little can. It did really well last year. I started it in October 2021 I believe. So it's been going for just over a year now. It's pretty beefy looking stalk there. Yeah, it's given me plenty of pods, so can't complain about the seeds. This is a white Fatale. As you can see, it's got a little bit of a pepper coming through there. Don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it hasn't really grown much since I brought it inside, but it's good to see it doing well. It's in a nice little bonsai pot. And over here is the Matapino that I potted up last time. I had to put a little bit of cinnamon in because it did have a bit of a fungus gnat problem, but they seem to have gone away now, so that's good. And yeah, it was very limp for a long time, and then it just stopped being limp, so that's good. Seems like it will make a full recovery. It's already starting to push through some new growth there, which kind of looks a bit like flower buds, but I'm not entirely sure, but that's good. And then moving on to my big old leopard reaper plant. There's a couple of pods in the back there, as you can see. Very good, very good. Quite tasty pods, good for powder. This is quite a prolific plant, but it does struggle with producing pollen a little bit, so I have to help it out a bit, but that's okay. This tool boy is another leopard reaper. It's in a Ribena bottle, I believe. It's quite a large plant. It's grown over winter, so it got quite lanky. But yeah, I'm hoping to get some pods off of that next year. It's actually 3 plants intertwined, but this little guy isn't doing so well. Poor thing. The other 2 got all the nutrients. In fact, that one right there at the top got most of them by the look of it. So it's a pain in the ass to water this pot. And just now I thought I'd move on to show you how my grow tent's doing at the moment. So at the moment I've actually got this big old light on. As you can see, it's looking a bit sparse at the bottom there. But this is my Fatale crossed with a Medusa F1. It's been doing very well for an interspecific. It's got quite a few ripe pods on now that I really should have harvested a while ago to get good seeds out of, but you know, there's still some green pods in the top, which should give me some decent seeds if these don't. That's good. And then over here, which is what I'm excited about as well, it's my Fatale crossed with a Thor's Thunderbolt F1. It's got a few pods that are just starting to become ripe, and a few which ripened quite a while ago that I need to harvest. These are both grown in crack key, obviously, because that's all I do. Both the plants very healthy, or they were, till I cut them back in the video, and they've bounced back quite well. But yeah, these will be going very shortly. As soon as the last of the last few pods start to ripen, this plant will be going, and so will this one. I think I will rescue them. I will cut them right down at the base, cut all the roots off, and then stick them in some cocoa, similar to how I did with the Matapino. So it's a bit more drastic. Yeah, there's a few ripe pods, which is very nice to see. And then if we come over here, you can see I've got my shelf lights on. These are just Barina. I think they're 24 watts, but don't quote me on that, each one. In fact, they might even be 9 watts, I don't know, I can't remember. They were the non-grow light versions, so they were slightly cheaper. I think they were about £100 all in all, which is quite expensive, but when you're setting up things like this, you do kind of want to pay a bit more up front, just so you're not buying cheap crap and then you have to buy twice. But yeah, anyway, this is the Fadus White crossed with Drax Diego's The Dream, F2 from Amadea. Very much like in the look of the pods, they start out very like light green. Let me find an example. This one down here. They start out very light green, and then they kind of change to pink, like this one here, and then they go this lovely chocolate colour, and it's making me Not sure what final ripening colour is, because I can see that's still green underneath with anthocyanin on. So it goes into like a peachy colour, and then a pinky colour, and then it turns chocolate. But if it goes red after that, that'd be even better. And yeah, you can see it's doing pretty well. I think when I lifted this plant up last, I had a nice little root on it, so can't really show it this time, unfortunately. But did have a nice little root coming out the bottom of the pot, which is a good sign because that's growth. And then if I just try and get in there, you can see they're my strawberry, well, they're my girlfriend's strawberries, autumn strawberries. They're growing quite well. They were tiny little seedlings when I put them in here because they didn't really get very much good weather on them last year. They're still very young, so hopefully they'll produce some actual strawberries this year, because that'd be real nice. And then in here, I'm still waiting for these guys to sprout. This is my Uranium F2, which is Purple Tiger crossed with an EK5. Yeah, no signs of any sprouts in there actually. Not yet. It's been about a week, so still holding out hope. And then in this little pot here, oh, I can see a fungus gnat flying around, that's not good. In this little pot down here, I had a random sprout come up. I didn't have anything in this pot, any seeds anyway. I put one ricotta seed in, watered it, and then later, a few weeks later, I had a dig around, I found it, and it went mouldy, so I knew it wasn't that. But yeah, some other weird sprout came up, so I'm not sure what that'll be. It'll be interesting to find out, but it doesn't really look like it's growing, so don't have the highest hopes for it. But if I go down to this lower layer, you can see all my seedlings, which I've planted pretty much, have sprouted. I've got, so this side I didn't show on camera last time. I've got, starting from the back left, I've got purple flowered Matapino F5, marigolds, lupins, what does that say? It says TMS white crossed with chocolate Savina F2. That's from Jesse. That's a little contest we're doing on PLC Discord. If I get that out of the way. Got Trinidad perfume, that'll be real nice. Chocolate paprika. What does that say? Not banana, so it was meant to be a banana pepper, it didn't come out as one, and that's what Fish gave it to me as, which is very cool. Love an unknown pepper. And then obviously my tomatoes are absolutely crazy. I read quite a few different things about tomatoes after I planted them, so you should probably wait until like March to plant them. So yeah, kind of slightly regretting my decision to plant them this early, but you know, it could work out. I'm sure it will. You know, they can grow in there for as long as they like. Tomatoes are a lot less fussy than peppers generally. I've got my basil right here, lemon basil. It started off looking really like pale yellow. There may have been some kind of deficiency with it, or maybe I wasn't watering it properly, you know, it happens. But it seems to be sorting itself out now. I've got sage down here. Really excited to grow sage actually. Be good to make our own stuffing. My Chinese lanterns, I'm very excited about them. It'd be real cool to see what kind of plant that produces. I don't actually know what the plant looks like, really. I always thought they were like a trellising thing, but apparently that's wrong. I've got some little strawberries of my own. I think they're just kind of wild strawberries, so nothing too exciting. And then all my peppers are looking absolutely amazing. There was a while where I thought maybe they weren't doing so well, maybe they weren't growing quite as quickly as I would like them to, but they're looking really good right now. I can see several little true leaves trying to emerge from them, which is really good. Especially that little peri-peri back there. That's going to be incredible. I really cannot wait for peri-peri. Even the orange ricotta at the back, that actually ended up sprouting in the end, despite me failing to germinate it in the paper towel method, because I cooked them by accident. I didn't mean to, but it happened. What else have we got? We got the tiger jalapeno from Tess, which is a cross between the tiger jalapeno and something else. Something else, I have no idea. You can see there are a few dark leaves in there, so it's probably something dark. I don't know whether the tiger jalapeno is normally dark, but that's how it's coming out. Ahi Guyana unfortunately didn't sprout, but I've got backups just in case. What else have we got? We've got these wonderful Nymphadora crosses from Matt's Peppers. I think I've got some more on the way as well, which is really quite genuinely exciting. I can't wait for them. And Nymphadora crosses I feel will do great. It's very Instagrammable. People love variegated foliage, including me. I absolutely adore it. And this is my Fatale cross with Medusa, which, you know, the name I'm still working on. I'm thinking something a bit like Medusi. Sorry about that, guys. I think my camera just ran out of storage space there for a second, but I fixed it. These are also Medusi. These are also Medusi seedlings, and they ain't doing so hot. I don't know why, but they just said no. I don't want to grow any true leaves. What would that be? So yeah, hopefully they'll bounce back. But moving on to my little cuttings that I took. Oh, not really cuttings. They're like the whole base of the plant. Really, you can't really call that a cutting. But yeah, these are the plants that I rescued from Cracky, put them in cocoa, and I didn't really care whether they would grow or not, so of course they absolutely grew a lot. I think Matapino is my most impressive one. It looks like he's given a big middle finger. It's really funky looking. Can't wait to see those leaves unfold, it'll be great. Some definite nice white ones in there, which is brilliant. Yeah, everything's looking really good under this light, to be honest. I'm really happy with how things are turning out in here, and I can't wait for the next update. Good afternoon, pepper lovers. As you can see, it's currently snowing, and it's the 8th of March 2023. As you can see, my tomatoes are doing extremely well. I haven't really fertilised them. I've added some fish poo water a couple of times, but they're really shooting up now, and I'm starting to see a lot of flowers. So yeah, and it's still at least 2 months before they can go out. So yeah, not really sure how big they're going to be by then, but probably be a jungle. My little white Fatale, there's a couple of little pods on there. They didn't really come to much. I did that one at the top there. But they are growing, and my Leopard Reaper is absolutely full of little buds. No fruits just yet. It's quite hard to get it to fruit, to be honest, but I'm sure there will be some. And then my lupins here at the front, there's a few in there, doing very well. Coriander at the back, doing very well again. Basil back, is doing okay. Not really producing many leaves. And my dill, which is doing excellently. If I come over here into the tent, you can see I'm going to start at the top. This is the Fadas White crossed with Drax Diego's The Dream Purple Peach F2. Doing very well. It's growing everywhere it possibly can. Yeah, I've been fertilising every couple of days. It dries out very quickly now. I'm sure it's very root bound. But yeah, it's a good little plant. It's putting out little tiny little pods though. If I could only get it to produce some bigger pods, I'm sure that'd be great. And then down here we've got a little seed that just randomly decided to pop up in some dirt. Pretty sure it's Medusi F2. So that's exciting. And then in this can here, I put Dreamcatcher crossed with Humex Twilight from Matt's Peppers. Did very well. I'm just going to leave it in there really. Probably end up putting it in some windowsill. And then moving on, got my Manzano Orange, which is doing incredibly well. So it's like an orange kind of ricotta style pepper, Capsicum pubescens. Got seeds from Danger Bros last year. I just watered it today. The roots are looking very healthy. I had a look earlier. That's good. Now you might be wondering, why are you checking the roots? Well, had some issues, but I will get onto them. This one is probably my tallest seedling. It's a Bear Coffee, Beer Coffee from Blemens on the Discord. It's pretty huge. Some flower buds forming in the top there. Now, what problems have I had? What problems haven't I had? So, overwatering. Basically I overwatered everything because I was under the impression that with cocoa you can water a lot, you can water every day, and that is not the case, especially not when they're very young. So I've been watering them a lot more sparingly. That's the reason I haven't done an update in a couple of weeks, because they're all stunted and lagging behind. But yeah, I started some new seeds as well. All the Nymphadora crosses from Matt. I've got Matapino there, obviously is not coming out well on camera because it's so bright. My overwintered Matapino in the back there, doing very well. My Fatali crosses. Now, if I can just show you, if I can bring this one out, I think this one's really interesting. So this is the Fatali crossed with, the Leopard Reaper crossed with Fatali F1. Now look at this huge pot I bought. I found these pots online, from some European vendor. They're amazing. I love them. They're 1 litre, and I figure that, you know, they'll be nice and they'll have a nice deep root system when I transplant them. But yeah, this one's going very well. This is the only one that I haven't overwatered. All the roots are coming out, circling around. So I uppotted it, and looks very happy and handsome in there. Yeah, these are just some seedlings that I got from Matt's Peppers. More info on them on the next update, depending on whether they survive or not. I'm sure they will. Down to the next layer, I guess. This is where the majority of my seedlings are. Some of them do better than others. They're all kind of exhibiting the same kind of issues though, from overwatering. But the good news is they're on the rebound now. I've seen new roots coming out the bottom. This one is very interesting looking. This is Trinidad Perfume from Fish. It's more like a cabbage, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm not sure how well it's coming out on camera, but it's very strange. Black Bikini's looking good. It's very hard to get like a decent video. They're all doing really well. This is the Majesty F2 plant. Not looking happy. It was very, very badly suffering from overwatering. So I sorted that right out. And that beauty there in the middle, it's Black Peach Chipotino crossed with an Nymphadora. Absolutely gorgeous. Love that one. Really nice variegation to it. And yeah, I'll probably do another update in about a week. See how things are progressing. They're looking pretty good so far. I'm quite impressed with how they're coming along. Definitely seeing good daily growth, so that's good.